I'm Judy Zelina. This is the Millcreek Government Channel. PennDOT's Engineering District 1 is responsible for the state-maintained transportation network in this region. Now, this includes over 3,600 road miles and over 2,000 bridges. They also work with local governments, elected officials, stakeholders, and the public on keeping people and goods moving safely and efficiently in this region. Now, they also rely on communication from their customers and provide the best service possible to its residents. Talking today about the many different ways that residents and visitors can contact PennDOT, we have Jim Carroll joining us, and Jim is the PennDOT District 1 Community Relations Coordinator.
Quite a title.
Yes, it is, Jim, for quite a guy. Thank you for joining us. You've been on the program before. You always have so many interesting subjects and so much information to relay to our residents.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. But today, our main topic is going to be communicating with residents and visitors and how they can communicate with PennDOT.
Yes.
Because you guys are not unattainable. We can get a hold of you now.
We hope you can do it very easily.
Yes.
And we're working to improve communications.
I know you are.
We've taken some steps towards that, taken others, and we hope people will get in touch with us.
And that's what we're going to explore today. First off, though, Jim, we talk about District 1.
Yes.
We here in Millcreek Township in Erie County are in District 1.
Right.
What all entails this district?
District 1 is a 6-county region,
okay.
The Northwest region.
Mm-hmm. It
includes Erie, Crawford, Warren, Forest, Venango, and Mercer counties.
Oh, quite a reach.
It is.
It keeps you busy, huh?
It does. That's a good thing.
It is a very good thing. It is a very good thing. Communication is important. Now, Jim, why do you feel that communication with your customers is so important?
Well, it's actually a two-phased question. One, we have a responsibility to tell people as best we can what's going on their roads, bridges, highway system, why we're doing things, what we're doing. And we make an effort to do that. Not always successful, but we try very hard. And when we don't, we'd like to hear from people if they want to know more.
And
the other way, it's important for us to hear what our customers think.
Okay.
It's important to know how well they're serving them, whether they agree or disagree with what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And, maybe in a way give them a little bit of a voice in the decision-making process.
And I think that's important.
It is.
That our voices is heard.
Yes.
Heard
the public transportation system, the public's roads, and the communities in which they're located. We truly do try to serve the public.
Well, there are really different means of ways of communicating or getting information.
Yes.
From PennDOT. One of the first thing I want to talk about, and I want to get a little bit in depth with it, is your website.
Okay.
You just revamped it not too long ago, right?
It was a statewide remake of the PennDOT website.
All
yes.
right. Okay.
Our website is one of the 11 PennDOT districts. To reach ours, you go to the PennDOT main website at PennDOT.gov.
All right.
You'll see a little area for regional offices, and you click on that.
Okay.
And then a map of the state shows up with the different districts, and you click on the Northwest region, and you get our webpage.
So when you go to that webpage, it brings you right into what is happening right in my own backyard.
Yes,
here.
it does.
Okay. Right. What I found interesting, because of course I did go on the website, and I just want to see just how easy peasy this really is. And it is easy to find District 1. But what I'm going to tell you, Jim, what I thought was so interesting are district links. All right, there's over to the right, you'll see a little thing that says district links. What these are, and I want to kind of go over these with you, what they mean and what I'm going to find when I hit on this link. It is for my district, for what is happening in my region, in my area.
Yes.
First one is the construction projects and road work.
It is. That's all of our current construction projects. There are far fewer now than there were 2 months ago because many have been completed.
Oh, they were everywhere. They were everywhere, Jim. I'm just saying.
They were. We had a good year.
Yes, you did.
But that shows the project. It gives a description of the project, who the contractor is, how much the contract cost was, any detour information or traffic impacts.
All right.
And contact people. Our project manager and assistant construction engineer, as well as myself.
Okay. Maintenance and traffic bulletins.
Maintenance and traffic bulletins we use mainly for our weekly maintenance schedules. Each of our counties put together a schedule, an approximation of what they intend to do that week as far as things like paving, patching roads, clearing ditches, anything that would impact a road. We try to produce a weekly report from each county. It's subject to change because their work is very weather dependent.
Right.
So we give the best information we have at the time, and people can look at that and see what our maintenance forces are planned that week.
Okay.
Now, we're not doing that now.
Right.
Because the same people who do that work drive our snow plows in the winter.
Okay.
So they had to switch from the summer maintenance work, patching, brush cutting, ditching, to preparing for winter and dealing with winter.
Getting ready to roll.
We're still doing that summer maintenance as time and conditions allow.
Okay.
But their first priority in the winter is making sure roads are safe and passable.
Okay. There's also frequently asked questions, which are great. But here's one thing that I thought was interesting. You can submit roadway concerns.
Yes, you can.
I can actually email you, let you know an area that seems to be a problem for me, correct?
Well, an issue, a complaint, a comment, a pat on the back. Yes, you can do that.
Pat on the back. You got a lot to do.
You fill in a fairly simple form and give some contact information, how we can reach you.
Right. Your
email or your phone. Submit it, and that comes to the district for distribution to the correct person to address this problem. And the important thing is it puts a tracking number on it.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
It doesn't get forgotten. If no one contacts you or deals with this, after a certain amount of time, it pops up on a report, and we revisit that.
That it hasn't been resolved or something like that. Oh, very good. I like that. I won't get lost in the shuffle.
No, that's the idea of it.
Right. Well, you know what? You're dealing with a lot of people in in District 1.
Yes.
So it's easy for something to fall through the cracks. And this
I think
way
about 500,000 people.
Really? And we all have a say in the roads, don't we, Jim?
We do.
Yes, we do.
Roads are something we all share, something we all have in common.
We all have an opinion.
The need to get there.
All have an opinion. I can also subscribe to press releases.
You can.
Which keeps me right on top of what's going on, what's going to be happening.
Right. Our press releases these are the press releases issued by our district. And as well, we reissue the ones issued by our central office in Harrisburg. Right. If you subscribe to this, you'll get all the releases that we distribute.
Okay.
They go to all the media, of course. We send them to legislators. We send them to officials in the different counties. And we've been making a very conscious effort to make sure people are aware that they can subscribe to these news releases. You can do it this way and receive all of them. Or if someone contacts me and wants to be put on a county specific, if many of our people, officials, media are interested in Erie County, some in Erie and Crawford County.
All right.
So we can adapt that.
Okay.
And we don't just have officials, we have bus companies, we have consultants, we have post offices, and on this we just, customers.
I think it's great.
Thank you.
It's great. I did not click this one, so I don't know what a 2016 report card is.
Well, the report card is essentially just that. It's a document, a booklet, actually. Originally, it was it was called the legislative report card, and we used that on our annual visits to legislators. We tried to sit down one-on-one with each legislator in
Right.
the district, and we would show them that. It was a summary of what we've done, what we want to do, why we're doing what we do, some facts about the district, facts about our performance.
Right.
A year or so ago, in reply to customer suggestions and customer desires, we decided to broaden that and just make it a report card for everyone. So then we put it on our website, and it's available. This 2016 version is still on there.
Right.
And it has a lot of good information, but that'll be updated early next year.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, really great links. I mean, that brings me as a resident right into the loop.
It does.
No matter what I'm looking for, I'm going to be able
That's
to find
our
it on
hope.
that. Right. Now, you have a customer care center. What exactly does the customer care center do?
Well, that's what we spoke of before. It's a way for people to express their opinion, their issue, their comment.
But I can just contact them directly.
No, that's what we refer to this service, this program.
Okay. All right. Got it.
And now calls to our 1-800-FIX-ROAD service. Traditionally, we have a phone number, a hotline number, 1-800-FIX-ROAD. Before, they would go directly to the county from where the call came.
Okay.
Now they also go to a clearinghouse similar, and they're handled similarly to the customer care center.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, what you've got going right now is a customer survey.
It is our 2016 customer survey.
Customer survey. And what this survey wants us to do is let PennDOT know our feelings on, I mean, it's a really good survey.
Thank you.
On so many different areas, the roads, bicycling, pedestrian.
Right.
It covers so many
Right.
aspects.
Well, we tried to, this is probably our fourth, fifth year for a survey. And at first we were feeling our way. We're looking for input on things like road smoothness, traffic flow, communications, safety, winter maintenance, all of those different areas, and we tried to incorporate that in here. Before this year, the survey was pretty much exclusively focused on motorists, but this year we put in a few questions to try to gather data on bicyclists and pedestrian issues.
I saw that because when I took the survey, I did, because I wanted to know exactly what was involved in this. Plus, I thought it was just the right thing to do, to let you know my thoughts on everything. And I expected it, honestly, Jim, to be more for just me driving the roads.
I see.
You know, but so it was a nice surprise because not everybody drives. You know, they do a lot of walking in areas. They do a lot of riding their bike in areas.
There are, and there's more emphasis now on multimodal transportation, whether that be bicyclists, pedestrians, transit.
Well, what I think is so great about this survey too, it doesn't take that long. I'm going to guess, you said it was about 10 minutes. I'm going to guess about 10 minutes, but it could take a little bit longer.
It could.
If there are areas where they ask for if you want to give an opinion on something or your views on something or how you think something could be rectified. If you don't do that, it's pretty easy. It's like a 1 through 10 with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest.
For many of the questions, yes.
For many of them, it is.
But if you want to participate in the open-ended questions, then it could take a little more time.
Exactly. There's the one part we talked about, and he's laughing, but it was my favorite part of this survey.
Oh.
PennDOT is asking me
Yes.
how you should spend the money.
Right.
Interesting aspect. There are in fact, I had to go back. This I think took me the longest because I kept changing my figures, and I think, well, wait a minute, I think this one's a little bit more important than that. But Jim, tell our viewers what some of on these different areas to spend money. What are you looking at?
Well, this grew out of an experience we had with some focus groups.
Okay.
We had some in Erie, some in Warren, some in Venango County.
All right.
And 3 years ago, we we brought together focus groups to essentially do in person what we're doing with the survey.
Right.
And one of the questions we had for them is similar to this. If you were PennDOT and you had a $100 budget, where would you spend your money? And we thought it was interesting because I don't think people look at it quite that way until they hit that question.
You're right. That was thought-provoking.
Right. How much would you spend for winter maintenance? How much would you spend for paving the interstates, paving the traffic routes, paving the secondary routes? How much should we spend for planning and design features? How much would you spend to maintain the roadsides? You know, pick up trash, pick up litter, pick up deer carcass, that type of thing. Now, some of these obviously are going to take more money than others.
Exactly.
You're not going to spend nearly as much, obviously, on keeping the roads clean as you are paving them. But we thought it would be interesting to see how much people would devote to that, as maybe a measure of how important that seems to them. So that's how we're looking at that. We don't expect people to say, yes, spend $50 of my $100 on that.
But you know what I found interesting? There are different areas that you do have to maintain.
You do?
I didn't give it a second thought. I mean, you know, all right, just the painted traffic lines on the highways. I mean, when I think of where do you want me to spend my money, I think of, okay, snow. Get rid of that snow.
Yes.
Or, no, really, for salt, for snow removal, and also paving and maintaining the highways.
Right.
That is my main focus when I think of PennDOT. There's a lot of areas on here, people, where you have to fund.
The summer maintenance program is essential. If we don't control drainage, it erodes our roads. If we don't patch roads, they deteriorate much more quickly. If we don't seal cracks on roads, they deteriorate much more quickly. There's a schedule, there's a cycle for all of these things, and it's a very important function of what we do. And I don't think people realize that.
I didn't. I mean, I see you out there, you know, like when I'm on one of the interstates and you're doing some work, don't give a thought. It's like, oh, they're doing maintenance.
Yeah.
But I don't know why, and I don't know exactly what you're doing. But you do have to do preventative maintenance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the same employees who plow the roads in the winter, in the summer they switch and do these maintenance jobs. The counties have one big budget. If they have to spend a great deal more in the winter, if they have a harsh winter, they have less money in the summer to spend.
Okay, all right.
And not only do they do this preventive maintenance, but if they have the funds, they'll do paving projects. They'll contract with paving projects. A very difficult winter, and there's little left over for that kind of paving. Last winter was great. Last winter was a mild winter. I think all of our counties were able to participate in some paving of that sort. That's in addition to the bigger projects.
Right, because what you have to do is you have to go through the year, and after winter, then you're going to have to reallocate and see what you can focus on in the summer.
Right.
You know, you may have to remove a project and hopefully do it the next year.
Yes. Yeah.
Sadly, that's what budgets are, I guess. But I found this so interesting because honestly, plowing and salting the roads in the winter, I probably said $80 because it was a $100 budget. It's like, well, wait a minute. There's these other things too. So you do, I think, what I liked about this survey, it made me really realize, you know, the umbrella that PennDOT does cover. It's not just salting and plowing
thank
the
you.
roads.
It's encouraging to hear that. That's what we were hoping for. The survey, we tweaked it quite a bit this year. We made it shorter.
Did you?
We eliminated some questions. We tried to eliminate some duplication. We tried to put a few more questions in about customer service, because that's something we're very concerned about.
Right.
A feature that we added last year that we're continuing this year, the survey's anonymous, okay? You take it anonymously. However, if you want to leave your name and contact information, The offer we're making is if you leave a name and contact information, one of our managers will call you or contact you to discuss whatever issue
Okay.
that you wanted.
All right.
So a number of people are taking us up on that, and it's good. I mean, we're hearing directly from customers. Granted, some of them are complaints, some of them are people unhappy, but any complaint is an opportunity to see how people think we're doing our job. We can't always say yes when somebody asks us something.
Right.
We're limited by policy and law, also by finances. But we try to work with the customer as much as we can to try to resolve these issues. And it's you know, a challenge to deal with a list of complaints, but at the end of the day, that's how you find out how you're doing.
There's a couple different things, and I thought this was interesting. You know, when you're driving during the day and there's all this construction and there's all these cars because you're all getting out of work, and why don't they do this at night? You know, this survey made me realize there's extra costs involved.
There are. It costs
You know,
more
everybody's
to
telling you, tighten your belt, PennDOT.
Right.
But if they want these little things to happen, they do cost.
They do.
And so I think as a resident, honestly, people, I really think you should get on and do this survey. It is kind of
It's
eye-opening.
interesting.
It's
That
very
question
interesting.
is interesting because it does cost. It varies by type of road.
Right.
But we ask that question to make people aware that it does cost more to do it at night. We ask them how much they would like to give. You know, the early returns on this thing, people are saying none or little.
Right, right. When they're driving, they want it, but when it comes down to the pocketbook, I think I got. Now that I see other concerns that you have to take care of, maybe that isn't all that important.
Well, we try. We've recognized there are times when we have to. Interstate 90.
Right.
When you work on Interstate 90,
You have to.
it's just.
I've been on it during the
traffic,
day. Yes, yes. That I know. Yeah.
We just completed a 2-year resurfacing of
Right.
I-90 in the eastern part of the central part of the county, and that was done virtually all at night. Curiously, that other question, would you pay more to accelerate a project? We had a couple of bridge projects on 90 2 or 3 years ago where we did. We accelerated them. We asked the contractor to work 24/7, 7 days a week, get this done and get out of there. It costs more, but
you needed that for the traffic flow and to get things moving again.
You know, much less disruption for the traveling public.
Okay, Jim, I've taken the survey, and I'm telling all the residents to get out there and take the survey too. So what's done now with the information that you're going to be gathering?
Well, we sort of crunch this stuff together like anybody would. We look at what people are telling us and how we're doing our job, how that matches how we think we're doing versus how our customers think we're doing. And, you know, are there some areas where we can tweak, make some adjustments to better match? Night paving was one.
Right.
People told us in the focus groups and the others, night paving on busy streets, I-90, some roads down in Mercer County is very important. So we did that, accelerated other short, you know, things like shortening a construction zone. Instead of a 15-mile construction zone, let's have 2 5 miles and then switch it.
So this is how you find everything out.
Yeah.
Now, okay, this survey and also the website is one means. We're getting to the end of our show, but I want our viewers to know other means available to communicate with PennDOT.
Right.
How else can they find out what's going on or to get a hold of you?
Well, we're on social media. District 1 has a Twitter account.
Okay.
And the state has a Twitter account, central office. Ours is 511 PA Erie on Twitter.
On Twitter.
All the news releases, all the alerts and everything that we put out, we put them on Twitter.
Okay.
And we retweet other things that we think are appropriate for the roads. Central office also has a Facebook account and an Instagram and YouTube account.
All right. So those are things that they could go to and they could just see what's current, what's going on, right?
And a valuable one is 511pa.com. It's the travel site for the state.
All right.
If you go to that and it lets you go to a section of the state, it'll show real-time information of how traffic's moving.
Okay.
It'll be green if traffic's flowing well, yellow, red, black if you're not going anywhere. As I understand it, and I'm certainly no technical expert, I think they do that by, the company that provides that does it by listening for pings from a cell phone.
Oh, okay.
To see how, I mean, they're not listening to conversations or identifying people, but if they can,
if they're not
just
moving.
a ping from a cell phone, how long it takes to get from here to there, and if they're not moving, and that reflects that.
Well, Jim, all we'd have to do is ask our grandchildren how it works, and mine would be able to tell me.
But if I could, a little more on 511.com, there are features on it that'll show you all of the road closures, road lane restrictions.
And this is all real time. If I'm traveling,
real time.
Boom, I would get on 511.com, and it would let me know where some trouble areas might be.
511.com, for those of us who use desktops, there's a mobile app, and it's also a telephone call.
Okay.
511.com. The new feature this year will be automated vehicle location devices on our cell trucks. We started this last year with the interstate. All of our trucks will have it now. You can go on and see where the truck is and where it's been. So it'll let you know when the truck salted your roads and the location of it.
That is great. That is really great. Remember that, viewers, 511.com. I mean, really important, especially in the winter, how
it is.
Things are going on. And also all the different ways of keeping up with what's going on in PennDOT and communicating. Take the survey. Jim, thank you so much for coming and joining me on the program today, letting our viewers know about this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
And when you got something new going, you just give me a call.
I will do
and
that.
We can get the word out. Viewers, again, take the survey, check out their website. If you have any questions, and thank you so much for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.